take.
Yeah, well.
Well,
So you can start.
So the title deeds program for land and for farms was initiated by His Excellency the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Dr. Obert, when he announced and gave a statement to say that he would want farmers to have a more secure title, and therefore we must now have a reprieve and a stay of the issuance of offer letters, A2 permits, and 99-year leases. That was in October 2024. That triggered the initiation of a process which led to the issuance of the first 10 title deeds, which were issued to 10 farmers in Kwekwe on the 20th of December 2024. So what that essentially means is that the president is now, or he led a process where farmers now hold title to their land. It means that the land becomes the property of the farmer. Previously, all land belonged to the president. The president is now giving this land or selling this land to the individual owner, who would now have proper title deeds to make them a private property of the farmer. So that essentially is what it means. It means therefore that with the title deed, the farmer is now able to utilize that title deed as collateral to be able to access funds, to be able to access resources, to be more productive on the land. The farmer with title now, knowing that their farm is now private, they are now able to invest in their land, to put things that they know, they can put on their property. So that increases confidence in terms of ownership of land, triggering again productivity. It also means that the farmer now has an asset which they can pass on for inheritance. In the past, it would be the prerogative of a minister to see the succession planning and so forth. But with the title now, the farmer is able to secure an inheritance for their children and for the people that they nominate to inherit that piece of property. So it really unlocks a whole lot of advantages to have title deed. If people think of title deeds for a house, that is what that title now means. We, of course, when we were given the task, there are levels or sections in which we operate. So obviously the Ministry of Lands is the custodian of the farmers and of the land. We do have the database together with Zimbabwe Lands Commission. We do have the database of which farmer is where, the categories of farmers as they appear in our database. So ordinarily that process starts with us, with the Ministry of Lands, to trigger that process. Of course, the title deeds process must include the conveyancers and the title deeds office, which is the Ministry of Justice. So it means that it doesn't end with the Ministry of Lands. It involves a whole of government approach, Ministry of Justice, Ministry of Finance, to ensure that the valuation process is properly done. The Ministry of Local Government, with their memory of how they're issuing even the urban title deeds program. So we meet there and we communicate and we discuss to ensure that the process is as flawless as possible. What after the 20th of December issuance of the 10 title deeds, we now have embarked on a process where we should now issue 2,500 title deeds by the 31st of May or of March 2025. And we then are able to assess the process. We also have set a target to ensure that by the 30th of June 2026, we offer all the A2 farmers and the majority of the A1 farmers. In terms of numbers, we are looking at 23,000 A2 farmers, and we are looking at over 280,000 A1 farmers. That's the target to which we want to produce. We also, to clarify, we also are going to issue title deeds to everyone who has an offer letter, everyone who has an A2 permit, and everyone who has an 99-year lease. Obviously, we need to verify the authenticity of the document that the current holder has. So if it's an offer letter, we verify whether you are the bona fide owner of that piece of paper. We also would need to check other things. Are there no disputes with at your piece of land? We also want to encourage and to ensure that all farmers are properly surveyed. So for A2 farmers with 99-year leases, those have been surveyed already. So the 12,000 or so farmers who already have their 99-year lease documents already are surveyed, and those are immediately eligible to be given title deeds. The remainder of the 23,000 who have no 99-year leases at the moment would need to have their properties surveyed. The A1 farms also need to have their properties surveyed. We will, of course, because of the sheer numbers, we will work on a program where we reduce the process so that it is not as cumbersome. We know the A1 farmers are seated on a previously surveyed farm. We will use that base survey to form the basis of what we will be doing in terms of our surveying there. When we complete the final survey, it will be good. But in some cases, we might have to use the coordinates to ensure that we at least know where the points are in terms of boundaries. So there is a process that we are now going through at the moment, and what farmers can immediately do if they need their title deed is to watch the space in the press and see what the process is. We have now published the entire process so that everyone is able to do it as quickly as possible. But basically, you start from the Ministry of Lands. Currently, we have a command center here in Harare where a farmer can come, have their verification done, and kickstarts the process of getting their title deed. Ordinarily, in about 2 to 3 days, the farmer should be able to have their verification done, their valuation done, and the payment done. Then the process of printing at the deeds office will then kickstart. So it should be a fairly fast process in the command center. The command center is a one-stop shop. So when a farmer gets there, they will have their offer letter, A2 permit, 99-year lease is verified. And the Zimbabwe Lands Commission will be there to check if there are no disputes on the piece of land. When there's no dispute, immediately the farmer is given the options in terms of their valuation. So they agree on the valuation. Obviously, there is already a valuation method that is being utilized. So they will be told the value of their piece of land. When they agree, they will then be told the payment process. And of course, if they agree, agreement of sale is now initiated, and all the other paperwork that follows. Once that is done, the farmer pays, and the deed is printed for the farmer. So that's basically the process that is currently underway.
Okay, maybe you mentioned something to do with the lands database. We've had a lot of lands commission out. They'll be doing their work out there, but at the end of the day, you won't see the report. This is what we found. Shabeta surveys and this is our outcome of the process. Is it maybe, what can I say, inwardly contained to the ministry officials to access the Lands Commission report or some sort? Because everyone, I'm sure, people out there, they want to know what this year's Lands Commission report, what I'm going to work on maybe in the next 5 years.
So the report that we are referring to in terms of the Zimbabwe Lands Commission report, it is a report for each specific farm where there is a dispute. So when they are checking their database, if a farmer comes and they want their title deed done, the offer letter will be produced, authenticated. Once it's authenticated, the Zimbabwe Lands Commission is then given that offer letter, and they will check in their database to see if they dealt with a case for that particular farm. Of course, if there was a case, there would be a report for that particular farm. So it's not the Land Commission report, the one that is given to the president when they do the audits. No, this is the report per farmer when they attend to farmer disputes, but particularly boundary disputes, because those are the ones that affect the survey diagram. So those boundary disputes are the ones that the Zimbabwe Lands Commission will be looking at, so that we will not jeopardize the neighbors should this one be given title and yes, there's a land dispute. So these are reports, yes, they are internal, but in terms of the filing, they are internal. But when they are done, the farmer is also given a copy of the report so that they know the outcome of the discussions that they would have done with the Zimbabwe Lands Commission.
Okay. Then maybe the last question deals with the issue of title deeds. How bankable are they? Do you have more like an MOU with the banking sector or maybe more funders in the agriculture sector, that if our farmer has this title deed, she can just come and get loan, mortgage and things like that?
So the first thing is that a title deed is a title deed. Everyone knows what it is. If you have a title deed for your house, there is no question the bank will agree to give you resources should you want to use that as collateral. We have been working with banks, certainly, to see what they require. And so when you see this title deed, it is just like your house title deed with no conditions precedent. The only condition that is there is that this title deed is given to a Zimbabwean and can be transferred to a citizen of Zimbabwe. That's the first condition. The second condition is that the one that allows servitude to be done should the government want to put servitude, conservation works or whatever servitude that they might want to go a public road. That those the ordinary conditions that are in any title deed, including the residential property title deed. So those are the things. So it's really a title deed that is now very transferable, very bankable. As long as it allows transferability, it becomes bankable. And of course, the test is in the pudding. The banks have been with us when we started to implement and to work on implementation of the announcement of the president. So we have been with the banks. We also are already working with them because on the one hand, there's a big number where we say some farmers may not have resources immediately, and therefore, but they need the title deeds. And this mortgage program is going to play a bigger role. And the mortgage program cannot happen without banks. And the banks have been with us throughout to ensure that even in the agreement, they've put what they think is good to be able to mortgage a title deed. And of course, the issue of them being involved from the start and allowing to guide the process to say, so if one wants to mortgage their title deed, what is the process? So as I explained how you get to the lands office and the verification, once that is done, the banks take over and the title, the deeds office take over to ensure that if the farmer wants the title mortgaged, they will be told, now this is what you do and with which bank. So we are already working with 5 banks which we are going with. We have been with us through the process. So AFC Bank, POSB Bank, FBC Bank, ZB Bank, and CBZ. Those are the 5 banks that we have been working with. And of course, they see value in this process. That's why they are involved. And already they've opened accounts where the farmers can already deposit. Those that want to pay cash, those that want to pay a deposit, those that want to have their deeds mortgaged. The banks have already made provision for the title deeds program. So the bankers are really excited with this new turn of events, because the title deeds are just the title deeds that they've been looking for.
Oh, that was. I'm not going to remember chicken.
I said, this is wise.